Down and Dirty. Tips and tricks for keeping your plane out of the shop. Starring Steve's Dirty Hands. Today, the handle. The hands are back in town. Well, one of them anyway. Today we're here with the wing from a 1700mm FMS Mustang. When we make planes like this, we fasten the wings together and we put supports in the center and everything's glued together. So this is one big wing. And it's kind of big and heavy, so when you pick it up from anything that's a foam part or a foam corner, you're going to squish those foam corners somehow, and each time you take the plane out and do something with it, it's going to go a little more and a little more. So I decided it's a good thing to have a handle to carry these, and we're going to show you how to make one of those. And all you have to do is pick it up by the handle, and you can avoid touching.
No touching!
All the other little parts as much as possible. To make it easier to get the wing on, we wrap some stretch wrap around here and put a piece of tape on it so that this isn't a big loose bundle of stuff. It's a nice compact bundle of stuff. So this handle is made of 50-pound test fishing line, just doubled over. And what we do is drill it through the back and into this groove where we're going to hot glue a rod, and the fishing line is going to be tied around the rod on two ends and come out here and form a little handle that you can grab. So here's how you do it. All right, I've already got a piece of 3.5mm rod that fits right in this groove here, and I'm going to drill in from the back to meet the groove. Note that there's a rod in the corner here, and my handles are going to be drilled in under it so the line goes under this rod at the corner. Otherwise, you'd just be able to rip it out right through the foam. We're going to keep our line under the rod, and we'll also put some hot glue in the hole. Why not? We'll hot glue this in. So I drill from the back, under this rod, and up to that groove on the two sides. And now I'm going to pass through a doubled up section of this here stuff. So I'll cut myself a piece of line and double it up. And then pass the doubled up end through this hole and out into my groove. And of course we need to grab it with something like this. Beautiful. And then we'll pass the other doubled up end through this here hole. You'll find that if you've drilled a hole through foam and you're trying to pass the pointy end of a line through it, that it's not going to be all that easy. So something that will make it easier for you is wrap some tape around it and then pass it through the hole. And it should keep from sticking in the hole like a regular pointy piece of nylon wire will. And we'll grab it with something handy like scissors. And now we've got our line through each side. So all we have to do is make sure that the line is the same length in the center here where we're going to grab it. And you can either tie it onto your rod or hot glue it onto your rod, or both. We'll tie a loop here and a loop on the other end. Two little loops. So there's this side. Pull it tight. And then my other side, and then pull both of them through like this. All right, and I'm ready to put hot glue in there and hold that whole thing together. Now I've got my wire tied around my rod. I'll put some hot glue in the groove and pull the rod down into the hot glue thusly with the wire tied around it, right? Put a little extra hot glue on top to hold where the wires are tied. So we don't want that knot coming out, in other words. And there it is. The more you can glue together, the better. So this is hot glue set on low, right? And we just stick the nozzle in and squeeze. And there it is. And let it cool down. And to hold it in while it's cooling down, you just put a piece of tape over it. And that'll hold the hot glue in the hole. Or stand it upright. So we got hot glue under the rod, over the rod. We've got hot glue on the wires and the knots and the whole 9 yards. After it cools down, we'll trim these knots off. And you can carry it around by the handle quite easily. You just pick up your wing with your little handle and carry it around. Works like a charm. No more squishing up your foam.
No touching! No touching!
And when you're done and ready to install, you can just lay it on top like that. And if you want to, hold it down with a piece of tape. And it will not be in the way. And there it is, handle for your wing, and we'll see you on the flight line.
Steve from Killer Planes here today with our handle for 1700mm plane wings. Really handy to have. That's right, the handle from Killer Planes, just $9.99. Get one today.